What is going on, guys? What is going on? This AR Edwards Vintage Flips. What is going on, guys? I got my man Big Dan in the house from Philly. We in the building. Let's see who we got. I want to bring him out. Eventually, once I bring him out, I'm gonna introduce him so you guys, get to seeing him, and we're gonna ask him a few questions. You guys are not familiar with him or whatnot, and turn this down. Get Big Dan out here. This is BigThrift Philly in the building.
Yo, what's
What's up,
going
Big
on,
Dan?
AR? Not much, buddy.
Chilling,
Live from
man.
the car.
Here we go. Live from the car, guys. You guys heard it. Raw and direct, man. I'm trying to see who we got up in here. It's early though, man.
Yeah.
Let's see. But Dan, tell the people a little bit about where you from and what you got going on. You're a part-time reseller, right?
I like to say part-time because I could be doing a lot better. But, you get, when you're doing eBay, whatever you put in is what you're going to get out. And so I'm like
Right.
part-time. I gotta dial in a little bit, but yeah.
Nice.
But yeah. I'm born and raised in South Philly. I'm South Philly native.
South Philly.
Yeah, and I love my city, so I had to put that in my name for YouTube. But yeah, I just I'm part-time
Nice.
reseller.
And you were telling me backstage you also do photography, right? You're a
Yeah, that's my
photographer.
main. Yeah, that's my main gig. I work for a
Nice.
studio in Northeast Philly, and
Nice.
so that's what I do. And then I do the eBay just for the extra money. You know what I mean? Try to pay off some debt, stuff like that. So
Nice. Now you're from East Philly, right?
I'm from South, from South Philly.
South Philly.
Yeah,
South Philly.
by
Okay.
the stadiums and all, where the sports teams play and stuff.
Nice. We got
Philadelphia.
Tommy Barnhart in there. We're
What's
talking
up,
about
Tommy?
Philadelphia in the building. We got
Tommy,
Big
I'm
Dan in
hoping.
the
I'm
building.
hoping.
There he is.
What's up,
What's
Dan?
going on,
Tommy,
Dan?
I'm hoping I don't get carjacked cause sitting in the car. I keep looking left and right, making sure nobody rolls up on me.
I wanted to ask it too, Dan. But you read my mind. I was like, yo, I don't want you to get carjacked out there.
Yo, if somebody pulls up, man, just send the friggin' cops or something for me.
Hey, you hear that, Tommy, right? Tommy's closer to you guys. They might go fast out coming that way. But yeah, Dan. So how long you been doing the partially like part time? Like how long you been doing part time reselling and stuff?
So I looked it up. My first ever sale was in 2019. I think I did just look this up the other day. I think it was like maybe September 2019.
Yeah.
And that I didn't know anything really. Like I didn't know about this whole community. I didn't find anybody on YouTube. It was just I was buying Funko Pops, and
Nice.
I got like a big collection or whatever, and I was like addicted to it. And I'm like, well, maybe if I buy the ones I don't want, sell them, this and that, and then I'll be able to get the ones that I do want. But but when I was selling, it would be like I'd sell like one item this month, maybe one. Like it was real slow, and then
Yeah.
it wasn't until the is anyone sitting in the back? I hope not, Dan. but it wasn't until that's why I like to say I'm like a pandemic baby reseller, because it wasn't until the pandemic until I really realized that like I found Cincinnati Picker, RVA Flips, and Thrift School were like the three bigger channels that I found. And I was just watching John's videos, and I'm like, yo, like, all right, because I was selling stuff for like around the house that's just been sitting
Yeah.
around, kind of like Gary V said, like, look in your basement, you got all this money sitting there, blah
Yeah.
blah blah. So that's when I first started. That's kind of how it was, and it was just real like one or two things. But so then I found Cincinnati Picker, and I was just watching all his videos, and then I started hitting up the thrift stores, buying all kind of shit that I'm looking up comps, but I didn't understand sell through rate and everything.
Yeah.
So but I'm
Yeah.
starting to get the hang
Yeah,
of it. But
that first year be funny like that, man.
yeah,
It's your first year, and you're making a lot of mistakes. I mean, I made a bunch of mistakes, bumping my head. I'm still making mistakes now, but I made a lot more that first year. Um,
yeah,
because it's just a lot, man. It's a lot to take in, and then what you watching counts too. Who you watching, what they're telling you, all that counts, man. So
yeah, yep. And I
yeah,
definitely
man.
there were some channels that I was following early on, and I didn't know
Yeah,
the whole deal with them and stuff. So, but now I know that. But
it's
I started out
it's real.
on yeah.
No, go ahead. Go
Go
ahead.
ahead. No, I was just say I
No, go ahead.
started out on Makari because when I first started, I didn't know anything about shipping. I didn't know like I was on eBay, but I'm like, dude, I don't know what none of this means. So I started out on Makari. It was pretty straightforward. Although I wasn't
Yeah,
doing it right either. I there were back when I first started, I didn't have a scale. So I'm like, I'm just fucking guessing in my head.
yeah,
I'm like, I'm sitting there, oh, this feels like 1 pound. It's probably like 2, 3 pounds. Who fucking knows? I was probably
yeah.
sending shit first class that was probably, a couple pounds. And then finally I was like, all right, let me get a scale. Let me kind of tighten it up a little bit. And then
Mhm.
then I got on eBay. So now I'm pretty much on eBay. But
Yeah. Well, yeah, and then Makari has its things, right, where the thing I don't like about Makari is like it's just like the offers, man, and like if you don't have like
yeah,
that prize like item, then it's like it's low ballers, man. It's real
bro,
low ballers,
and guess
man.
what? I'm guilty of it too. Like I still, like I buy Funkos on Makari. Well, I haven't yet. I've been slowing up because I was going crazy with the Funkos. So I haven't been buying them much lately, but I used to throw
Yeah,
out the low ball offers too.
yeah,
I somebody's looking for a parking spot. I used to. Sorry, buddy, but I throw out low ball offers on there. I mean, that's what Makari is. It's crazy, but I'm guilty.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, cause what's her name? The reseller Coles that I was at his house. Shout out to Coles Corner. He was telling me that he actually buys off of eBay sometimes too, cause of the offers. You know what I mean? Cause
Yeah,
you can throw your little low ball offers on there, and you
on
never know.
Makari.
Oh, eBay.
Oh, on eBay. Okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah, he does it. He does it on eBay. He says he shops around on eBay once in a while. He was asking me if I ever shopped on eBay, and I was like, nah, I don't really shop on eBay. But he said
Yeah,
he loved it because you can shop and shoot your little offers, and you never know who gonna hit. That's the cool thing. That's what I liked about eBay in the beginning too, is that you can put that offer on, and I don't put it on a lot. Some of my items because most of my items is media, but some of the items you can put it on and I love it. I let it sit there. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Big Dan said, do you ever get change charged or an issue
Net.
for just guessing on Makari?
I didn't, Dan. Thankfully, I didn't. But like I said, I wasn't selling. Like I wasn't putting out like a ton of packages. It was like a couple here and there. So, luckily, no, I didn't. But I definitely probably should have been. To be honest with you, should have
Yeah.
definitely got some kind of charges and stuff. But luckily, no. What's up,
All
Misha?
right. We want to say what's up to Misha. Shout out to Shay in the building.
Shay, what's up, Shay?
Got Shay on the show next week.
Nice.
So it's going to be very interesting. But yeah, man, Makari is like I kind of like it too because it takes the hassle out of having to weigh things. Sometimes you don't have to like the prepay labels is like already kind of filled out for you and stuff. Which helps, makes it a little bit more easier. Like eBay, you gotta like it's crazy. You gotta like sit there and weigh it out. And if it's not right, I've had like in the beginning, I had a couple of things come back that yeah they were wrong in weight and stuff. So it's a little different. The shipping is definitely different on Makari,
Yeah.
Poshmark than it is on eBay. But yeah, I don't do no free shipping. I don't know if you do free shipping on any of your stuff.
Nah, I stay away from it. I did before, like I used to watch channels that promoted the free shipping, and then once I
Yeah.
found like my people on here, they kind of steered me in the right direction. So now any item, I don't know if I fixed my whole all my listings, but I shouldn't really have any free shipping.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. I
I
have
do
free
flat
shipping.
rate though. I'm pretty, knock on wood. I don't have no wood around, fuck, but um I haven't really been off majorly where I get jammed up with the shipping, but I'm
Yeah.
getting pretty good at guessing because I weigh everything. Um, as soon as I get it, I weigh it and I have it in my little spreadsheet, and then before obviously I'll reweigh it with the packing materials and all. But I just do flat rate shipping.
Yeah. I heard a lot of some people it works best for them. Like it just depends, like where you at. I guess in the region of the United States or whatever. And I
Yeah.
hear it works. Yeah, it works out good
Oh
for you.
yeah, dude. All my sales, dude. I always like for my shipping. I try to make it. I just assume everybody in California is going to buy my shit. So like damn drives in those customers. But yeah. So I always have it to where I think somebody in Cali or Arizona is going to buy it. So
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
So let me ask you something, Dan. What made you want to start a YouTube? What got you interested? Because obviously you've been on YouTube longer than I have, and so
Yeah,
what sparked your
I
interest
just
in
gotta
it?
get consistent. But nah, it was the Cincinnati Picker, bro. I was during the
Yeah,
pandemic. I'm sitting there just watching. I'm like, this dude's the fucking shit, man. I'm like, but it's funny too, AR, because so I started doing the thrift stores, and then I was obviously still watching them, and I'm like, dude, this dude's the best. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna get on YouTube. I'm gonna be the Philly Picker, right? So that's how I discovered Joe, and that's how I met Joe. Because I was like, "Fuck it, I'm going to be the Philly Picker." Like, Cincinnati being the
yeah,
Philly Picker, let's go. And then first thing I
yeah.
did was went right to YouTube, and I was like, "Philly Picker." I was like, "Fuck." I was like, "Well, there goes that and shit." So I'm like, "Let me
There
see who
goes
this dude
Joe.
is."
There goes Joe
Yeah, I'm
over
like,
there,
"Let me see
veteran
who
Joe.
this guy
Nobody even I
is,
didn't even
bro."
know Joe. Yeah, I didn't even
I'm like,
know
"Let me."
Joe either. Yeah,
And I fucking watched this one video, and I was like, "Dude, he's the fucking man too." I fuck with Joe. So
yeah,
and I seen
yeah.
he
I
had
fuck
he
with
had the
Joe.
Roman hoodie on, and I went to Newman, and we were kind of like rival schools, but they were like two big Catholic schools in the area. I was like, all right, you know what
Yeah,
I mean? So, and then that's when I was like, well, I gotta come up with a name, and I came up with that. I don't fucking know, but I
I
like it
fucking
though.
love it. I love it, man. I
Yeah,
think it's catchy, man. Big
but yeah,
Thrift
it's funny.
Philly.
So that's how I got put on the Joe, because I said, oh, Cincinnati Picker, let me go fucking be the Philly Picker, and so, and then
But
that's how I found
there's so many
Dan.
pickers though, man. It's just it
Yeah,
gets so
yeah,
convoluted, man, because there's so many pickers, and it's
yeah,
like even Philly Flipper is getting mixed up with the Joe now, man, because everybody's like
yeah.
fucking Philly
But that
Flip,
so that's how I
Philly
found this
picks.
community pretty much though. AR, like I
Yeah, through
found
CP, man. Huh?
so it was CP,
Yeah,
and then I was like, I'll be the Philly Picker, and I seen that was already taken. So then I started watching Joe, and then he had Dan and Mike on, and then from
yeah,
there, then I went over to like Tommy, and then that's how I found this whole group, man. I love it too, man. Everybody's great.
yeah, man.
So
Everybody's good, man. I love I love everybody, man. Everybody's welcoming, very warming.
true, Dan. True.
Yeah, that is true, Dan. Yeah, but it's like Philly Flip though. I mean, Philly Flipper, he just put a P on it, so you still get confused. You know what I mean? It's just I don't know. Yeah, I just I don't know. I might even change my name like Dan. I think Dan. I don't know if Dan got that from. I think CP told him to go with Dan and the Man. He was Art Vanderlei, and when I watched Art, I felt like all right, I can use my name, fictitiously because some people call me that, and AR, even though my name is Abdul Rahman and stuff, but I was like, yeah, I could do that, but maybe I can switch it up too, and Dan, shout out to Dan, because Dan was a big influence on me because he just I watched his videos and he was like just very like he just very self-deprecating, talking about himself. I love that, very authentic. Even though he was just sitting most of the time, he would just sit behind his desk just talking about what souls and shit. But
Yeah.
I definitely draw a comparison. I told you this backstage that I draw a little comparison between you and Art, man, because I think y'all styles are kind of like similar in a way, man. You know, I like how you was throwing that you was throwing that UPS flush. Does it
Oh,
fly?
the little thing, yeah.
I
I'm
like the
just a silly
antics,
dude,
yo.
but
Yeah, that's dope,
I gotta
man.
get more comfortable in front of the camera. That's the thing. But yeah,
Yeah.
man, Dan,
Well, I
I
mean,
love his
I
channel.
yeah, man, I love Dan, man. Dan's doing his fucking thing, man, and he has been doing his thing for a while. And you go look back, and he's doing the stuff that we doing now. You know, he was small back then. He's doing the lives, and I'm like, it's inspirational, man, because you know, he's got what 2,000 some followers. And I'm like,
Yeah,
man, I could
he's
just
definitely over
fucking
two.
imagine. You know what I mean? Like, it's just I love the journey of these smaller, quote unquote, smaller channels than the big channels. You know what I mean? It's just like so authentic and raw, man. You don't find that shit with these other big channels no more. It's like, you know, once they over like 2 or 3K, it's like YouTube it is. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, man. You don't have
Yeah,
to just
yeah.
make it about YouTube, bro. Like, I understand YouTube is that's the platform, but what was it YouTube before that? You know what I mean? You was out here educating people. You know what I mean? But yeah, shout out to Dan, man. I appreciate you. Got Tracy in the building.
What's up,
What's going
Tracy?
on? Tracy from out my nigga woods. She be doing a thing, man. So Big Dan, you got the storage
Fine.
unit, right?
I got the
You
storage
got the
unit.
storage
Yeah,
unit. Okay.
I started out with the smallest one and then filled it up pretty quick, and then went up to the next size, and then I'm at like a 10 by 20, I think.
So
But
let me ask you now. Let me ask you something real quick. So now you're in almost going into your second year, right, of eBay? Is this like year and a half for you?
yeah, I think I,
Yeah.
well, yeah, when did I start? Probably like
You said
2020,
2000,
like, yeah.
2021, right about the
Yeah, I'm not
COVID.
counting 2019 because like I might have sold like maybe 7 things that year, 8 things or whatever. But yeah,
Yeah.
like 20 when the pandemic started, 2020, I guess. So probably
Yeah,
like the
2020.
middle. So probably the middle of 2020 is probably when I started.
Okay.
Um,
Nice.
yeah, but the thing is, like, I got that big ass storage unit, bro. But then you look at my eBay, I only have the most listings I ever had was like 275. So like for a while, I was just hoarding shit, bro. I was buying.
Hmm.
I'm like, oh yeah, let's go thrift, blah blah blah, buying shit, and then it's sitting in storage. So I'm just
Yeah.
trying to dial in and get some listings up. But
Yeah.
yeah, I know,
I
Tommy. I'm
think
on edge, bro. People looking buying shit.
and I feel like in the beginning, man, when I first started out, it was like it was kind of like that. For me though, I think what helped me is like when I get a bunch of shit, like I got a bunch of inventory coming in, I have to list it, man. And like, cause I get so addicted to the information, cause you know you'll get different things in the beginning. You know, I got a bunch of like, you know, stereo systems. I was doing VCRs. I was doing VCRs without remotes, fucking headphones. I was doing four phones. And you get so caught up in the research because there's so many of those niches. You know, you constantly looking up shit. Um, that you know you find things that aren't really worth the time. You know what I mean? But you still
Yeah,
listing it, and it sits there. So I gained a lot of listings early on because I was just doing it that way, even though I was kind of part time too because I still had my job at the time. And you just find that once you kind of like find that you know that one or two three niches, it gets so much easier. You know what I mean? But then when you don't have the inventory, it makes you even more hungry to go out and get that like everybody has like their own like amount of shit that they want to list throughout the day or throughout the week, whatever they're doing, whether that's part-time they got a job or if they're full-time like I am now. But back then it was like mostly I could do like 5 or 6 listings a week. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And you know now it's like I need to do 10 average every other day. You know what I mean? Or every day. You know, and that's how it breaks down. You know, when you go full time and stuff. You know what I mean? So
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I gotta get some kind of schedule. Like, I don't have no schedule. I'm all over the place. Like, I need to kind of like wake up, take my son to school. What am I gonna do? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I got to get in some kind of rhythm. Like, as far like how many listings a day should I
Yeah.
do,
And then
when should I
you do
source this and that.
you also do Makari too though. You cross posting.
And I haven't really been. I only have like maybe 10 listings over on Makari now. I
Okay.
started out on Makari, flat left it for eBay, and I kind of never went
Yeah.
back. So I gotta
No.
I gotta get
You
better
don't
at
do
cross
Posh
posting.
you don't do Poshmark?
I got one sale on Poshmark. I'll let you know. I got one sale.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
I'm proud of that sale, but I have maybe like 6 things posted, but I don't share anything over there. Like I'm surprised that other things sold. I might share my closet once every 3 weeks. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. Poshmark is. I think I got 25 when I first started. I only had like five listings. Um. Makari, I got about 10 too, because I'm just not even. I'm not doing Makari, man. I just because you start making so much money on eBay, and I even shut my second eBay store down because I used to have a second. I used to have a second eBay store that I used to do too. Because I used to watch Lonnie, and Lonnie
Yeah,
had two stores, and Lonnie was telling me, was telling people, he he had actually three stores. If I stand corrected, he said he had three stores because he had the big cartel website too that he was selling on too. And so he was telling people he was going to shut down his second eBay store and just solely focus on it because of just other issues going on. And it takes a lot. I do see it when people say when you have too many of these platforms and you listen on different platforms, it takes away from like the main store, like the one that's
yeah,
making you the most money. Um, but I like it. I like to dibble and dabble, man. I like to dibble and dabble. I like to have two or three things. Um, Only because right now I'm still trying to niche it down. Man, I hate clothing, man. I really do, man. But it is what it is, man. It sells. Clothing for me sells, man.
yeah. I promote Tommy.
Yeah,
Thanks to
I
you.
definitely am.
Before you started talking about it, I'm thinking like, why am I going to give eBay all this extra money? But it's made a huge difference.
Yeah,
And I started doing that because you said this. So
yeah. No, I told him too that in the chat. I said, "Yo, that was a beautiful breakdown. I really didn't I didn't understand that promoted shit. That
nah, I
beta,
didn't either.
but
I didn't.
it makes
Yeah,
sense. I'm seeing major results in it, man. Yeah, especially when in the beginning, man, it's just about money and cash flow, man. And it's like I want to meet that job money and I want to meet it over here with eBay, right? Because like I was saying in my last podcast is that what you was doing, like what I was doing at my job in 8 hours, I was figuring it out and figuring out how to make that type of money in like 2 or 3 hours at my job because I was getting good at it. And I think a lot of people get to that point where they're at their full time job and it doesn't even feel like a full time job because they can make the same amount of money for 8 hours now in 3 hours because they've already mastered it. You know what I mean? So for
yeah,
me, it was like I wanted to transition that type of thing into eBay. So I had eBay where I'm doing in the beginning 6 7 hours on all these products, listing them and like putting it down to 2 or 3 hours and I'm done. But I'm making the same amount of money and I'm comfortable. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
um, yeah, man, definitely. What's up,
What
Joe?
up, Joe?
Joe in the building.
Philly Picker.
Got Shay over here. She
Makari
said
stuff for
Makari is
smaller stuff.
good
Low
for
dollar.
smaller stuff, low dollar amounts, and stuff like that. Yeah, no, I definitely agree, man.
I
It's
definitely liked it
definitely
when I was on there.
yeah, it's definitely a way to liquidate some stuff. Like you can definitely go on there and like if you just want to take because I got the same pair of shoes on Poshmark, eBay, and Makari. And it's like I hate it now because like on Makari, they want me to drop the price from 64 to like 42, which would only net me after all the fees and stuff like 30 something dollars, bro. And that don't make
Yeah,
no sense. I'm just like, this is where all the stuff that you just really, really don't want. I mean, people on there and then you get an offer and it's like $25. Come on, then you're not even you only making $10 on it, man. After all their fees, and it's like, yeah,
My
it's
last
like the
Makari,
that's
I'm
like the
still
last,
salty.
huh?
I'm still salty, bro. My last Makari sale, I'm still salty. I sold a pair of Ralph Lauren glasses, and I forget what happened, but I didn't. I try to get everything out like either the same day or the next
Yeah,
day. But Makari does that. Like they give you like a 3-day grace period or something to send it out. Well, and I
yeah,
never do this. This time I waited until the second day to send it out.
yeah.
And this fucking dude in my review was like, "Oh, everything's good. It just could have got to me faster." Like, bro, number one, you live in fucking San Diego. I'm in Philadelphia, so right there, you got to go across the country, and then like take that shit up with Makari. They're the one who gives you 3 days to do it. Like, I waited till the second day. You're lucky I didn't wait till the third day, motherfucker. But anyway, all
Yeah, those motherfuckers out of California, they something, right?
right.
I mean, I get it this way too when I'm coming from Texas. The
Pick
same
that
way I
shit up with
figured out I
Macari.
needed a
Don't. They
schedule
gave me a
or
4
routine, I
stars.
can't
My first 4-star on there. Still
myself to
pissed
listen
about it.
till
It was a
night
couple
for
months
some
ago.
reason, but I gotta get up at 7:45, lack of sleep and no good production, no good productivity. I feel you, Ken. I feel you on that. Thrift and flips. He says,
Yeah.
yeah, it's hard, man. It's hard in the beginning. You really gotta. It takes a little bit of discipline, man, for sure, man, for sure. Dad says, make sure I always have some pictures on my phone to list. Have 5 listings ready to list when I get up, so I feel accomplished before I get out of bed. There you go.
It's a
Like
good
like
idea.
Dan
It's a good
said, man.
idea.
Yeah, I mean, I've been working on my drafts lately too. I've been able to just draft a lot more throughout the week, especially if I got to do research on it and shit. Like I got this Japanese Lego set from this estate sale last week, bro. I know it's worth money, but I haven't been able to fucking just have the time to just really break this shit down and get into word point. And I know it's worth money though. You know what I mean?
You
It's
use
setting the
WordPoint a lot?
time schedule. I haven't. I used to in the past, but now it's like I think some of the shit you got to really pay for it to really get the comps on it. Because sometimes I
Yeah.
would just copy in the title and then post plugging those into eBay, and I would get the prices for them.
Mm.
But sometimes I guess if the listing's too late, you can't really get the you can't get the thing, you can't get the listing for it.
If it goes back too far or whatever, yeah.
Yeah. Stop cross listing has been the best thing I've done since deodorant. I used to cross list as an excuse. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Big Dan, what do you like do like actively outside of like reselling and you got your full-time job? What else do you like you have any other
Being a
things you do?
father, bro, is like number
Yeah.
one to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I got a 10-year-old. I had him when we were 19. I might have just turned 20. But so being a father, that's like number one.
Same here.
Other than that, just family, man. Trying to think what else. I used to love playing poker.
Yeah.
Hey, Glamos. I used to play a
Hey,
lot of
Clams, what's going on?
poker. Stopped that. I kind of gave up gambling, but what do I like to do? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. It's kind of one of those
I
things. Sometimes, yeah, you just I'm the same way, man. I used to be a big gamer back in the day, man. Honestly, I used to play a lot of fucking games before I got locked up and stuff. But I
yeah.
don't know, man. I came out and I was just like, I don't really fucking care for gaming, man, no more, man. It's yeah. I hear my brother in my ear. Oh man, it saves you money. You stay in the house, blah blah blah. But I'm like, bro, it's a time waster too.
It
It's a
saves you money,
fucking
but then you're
time
not
waster.
making money because I play sometimes. I go live, like I play sometimes. I'm
Yeah.
on there,
What do you
but
COD?
what's that?
What do you
I'm like, yeah. I mean, I don't play
FIFA?
too often, but I fuck with FIFA. I fuck with Rocket League. You play that? You ever play that?
Nah, I
That
never
game's the
play Rocket
shit,
League.
man. Like the flying
Mm.
cars and all. But yeah, because like even like when I used to play a bunch because when my son would play, like you know what I mean. So we'd be playing Minecraft and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But now he's got all his friends, so he doesn't need me to play with him no more. So
That's how it
so I don't
happens,
play
huh?
too
Tell
much.
me.
Yeah, man.
Wow, man. I just was thinking about that I was today, man, with my little man. I was like, fuck, man, this guy, I'm hearing him outside my apartment crying out the window. I'm thinking to myself, bro, when he gets like fucking 13, he's not gonna want to be in this crib crying or this house crying. He's gonna be asking me, hey, dad, I'm about to fucking go out, you know? And I'm like,
Yeah,
God, man, I
yeah.
gotta think of like 13 years from now, my son's gonna be telling me, Dad, I don't want to play no more. I want to go the fuck outside. It's
We were
crazy,
we were
man.
playing we were playing yesterday, and then like his friends called him up on his phone. So he looks at me. He's like, Dad. He's like, is it all right if I go play with my friends? You won't be sad, would you? I'm like, Nah. I'm like, go play. So, but
Yeah.
yeah,
So what's up, man? So you usually you inside, you usually don't play no, you know, I mean you do the games but not all the time and shit. You really like a movie guy, right?
what's
Movies,
that?
series,
I
you like
I
more of it.
used I used to like movies when I was younger, but I love like series, man. Like me and my girl, that's like we watch all kind of shit. When we
Yeah.
can.
Yeah.
Thank God for like DVR and shit, bro. I don't know how people did it before then. Like, like we're like she was off, like she's a special ed teacher. So they were off
Yeah.
not that long ago for
Yeah.
Christmas.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're like in the DVR trying to get caught up on like all our stuff and whatnot. So, but yeah, we
Yeah.
like series. I'm about to
Yeah.
watch
I feel
right after the live. I'm gonna go watch Ozark,
Ozark.
the new
Yeah, man.
season.
We were just
Yeah,
talking about
yeah,
fucking Ozark, man. Yeah, I got into that about 2 years ago. I watched. I think I was telling you third up to the third season. So that was
yeah.
a fucking series. Just go long though, man. It go
True,
long,
that's
man.
true.
My girl's a teacher too, though, but she doesn't. She's not into like the genre of series and movies that I'm into, though. She wants me to watch Mary Poppins and bullshit like that, man. I'm not into the Mary Poppins fucking Scarlet Tales and the romantic type of shit. Sometimes I give it to her though. You know, I gotta give her a
Yeah,
romantic movie.
you got every now and then. Yeah, you got
Yeah, you know, but I don't. You know, it is what it
watch a
is, man.
Notebook or some shit. Watch the Notebook, tear up a little bit and all.
You got to give them a little emotional, you know, grievance. I guess is what they're looking for. Because I'm not emotional. I'm not. I mean, sometimes I get emotional. I'm not gonna say I'm just keep it all in type side type of guy. But yeah, man, definitely. I'm definitely into the movies. I'm a big gangster movie kind of guy, man. I like mobster movies and shit. Actually, before
Yeah.
I got on with you, I was looking up the Jimmy Hoffa. I don't know if you ever heard of him.
Yep.
He was
Yep.
out of New Jersey, and the only reason why because I grew up watching mobster movies and gangster movies and shit, and so like this rapper Dave East was talking about Jimmy Hoffa, and I was like, man, let me look him up, because I watched the new one with Joe Pesci, The Irishman.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I watched him, and I was like, yo, let me see who this guy is because they said that's what that movie was based off of, Jimmy Hoffa. So I look it up. Yeah, he was not a mobster, but by affiliation, I guess they kind of designated him as a mobster and stuff. But
Mhm.
yeah, man, I always been fucking intrigued with that type of. So I'm sitting there on Google looking him up, and yeah, it's crazy. Um, so what are your goals, man? You have any goals towards like YouTube or like in reselling? What are your goals for? Set for?
YouTube. I don't really have any goals. I probably should. I got to at least get a couple videos up a month, man. I I've been slacking big time on there, but like at the same time, I don't really like I don't really care about I'm not being the biggest channel out there either. Like I just I'm having fun doing it. If I could get a couple laughs at it, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I don't need to be like I do want to get the eBay. I want to kind of scale that up a little bit, but
yeah, yeah,
I don't
definitely.
I don't really have goals. I just want to start listing every day, bro. Like I'll do good for like a couple weeks at a time, and then like it'll just fall off for like a couple weeks, and then you notice it with the sales. Like when I'm listing, I'm getting the sales, and then when I'm not
Yeah,
listing for weeks at a time, then the shit slows down. So it's like you know.
Yeah.
So just kind of, I want to figure out a schedule and kind of make sure I'm listing consistently, stuff like that. But
So with that being said, do you find yourself ever seeing it where um you just jump in full time with it?
full time for eBay, I mean, I'm not. It's not like I'm not against it, but like I do the photography and
Yeah.
like
How
so
long you been
like
doing that too, by the way?
I graduate. I went to college for it in 2013. Well, all right,
Okay.
so this is what happened. Right, I went to community college, right, and you
Right.
gotta. This is how I got into it. I went to community college, and the night before, I had to go take like a placement test, right? So I was all partying and shit. I was probably still drunk rolling in to take that placement test. I did so bad. They were like, "Yeah, you you gotta like take this class before you could." I had to get on like college level. Like they were saying, I was like, I don't know, what was it? It was the English class. Come on, this dude's sending me messages on eBay. Hold on, buddy. Um, so what happened was I partied too hard, right? I went
Right,
and took
right,
this
right.
test, and I did very bad on the test. So
There you
I
go.
had to, I could only take certain classes until I was like college level English, right? So I had to take this
Right.
English class, pass it, and then I could take like all your regular college classes. So I was like, all right. So
Your basics, basically the basics. Yeah.
yeah, so one of the classes that I was able to take was I wanted to take acting, but again, like I procrastinate. You know how I am. So I
Yeah. Yeah.
procrastinate, and then so I couldn't take acting anyway. So
Yeah.
it was like 35 millimeter darkroom photography. So I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I took
Right.
that. I really liked it, but I was not really pursuing it. I was trying to go to school for nursing. So I got accepted in the nursing program, but at that time, I just had my son. I was working 40 plus hours at a job and then trying to do nursing school. Shit, it just wasn't happening. So I dropped out of
Not
nursing
happening.
school and I ended up going, yeah. So I dropped out of nursing school and then I went to a different school for photography in
Right.
2013. And then I graduated 2015 and then I've been just doing it since like, I was doing it a little bit while I was in school, still taking jobs and all. And then I told you I got linked up with that studio. And so like,
The
it's
pay
mostly
the
Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, but it's like I'm making good money on the weekends where like my week is like. So if I would just dial down and just really hit into
you
eBay
think
hard, like
you think you could tap that eBay
what's up,
well
Lauren?
hard enough
Yeah, yeah. Like I had,
to make a good fortune, which you probably are making right now full time, but you know you could hit that well hard enough that
yeah,
money
I
could
could
come
definitely
out
hit
from
eBay
eBay.
way harder.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And then with the YouTube on top of that, yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
ever
Well, I
plan
mean,
on like,
you got a
you know what
major
I mean?
network though. You got a major network though in that whole facility area right there, Philadelphia though. Right?
Yeah,
You got you know, Philly Flipper, you got Joe out there, January House out there. You got a major network, man.
yeah,
Major. So you
yeah.
definitely can tap
But
in. You
the thing
definitely
with
can tap
me,
in.
the thing with me though, bro, is like I gotta I gotta narrow in like I gotta try to work on the eBay, get that
Right.
going, and then worry about like the YouTube. Like I was just all over the place. Like I was doing forex too, like foreign exchange, like messing around on the charts and trading.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah, yeah,
trading.
yeah. I was messing around
I
a
was
little bit
getting
with
up
that
at like
too.
I was getting up at like well not even getting up. I was just staying up. It would be like 3 a.m. and then I'm hopping on the London charts and a group of like my friends and all we would be on and we was
Yeah.
doing that. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I gotta just stop that. Like, I gotta kind of narrow in, do one thing at a time, and
So
then
focus. Yeah,
yeah, like
it takes a
focus.
little bit it takes a little bit of focus. I've always suffered with ADHD, man. So I
Bro,
got
I'm
mad
special, bro.
fucking. I'm
I
with.
think I was dropping
Hey,
my head a lot when I was little, bro. I had to. It's crazy.
you ain't fucking alone, brother. Let me tell you, bro. I've dibble and dabble in options. I've lost like quite a bit of fucking money in options lately, like here the last year and a half, 2 years, bro, fucking with options. Cause it started with Forex. That's when my risk level just fucking it just accelerated because I was like, man, 16 in the 70, waking up, like you said, on the charts from the London, watching the British pound, the Yang, because all those markets open first. The Yang market
Yeah.
opens first, then you get the pound and then the loonie, and then it's like the fucking euro. And yeah, I'm turning those, and then I'm in the Twitter chats, and I was telling, well, what's her name, Joey Bada Bing, about this shit. The Twitter community, which is the financial, they call it the financial community over there, Twitter. They're fucking brutal, bro. It's like all ego driven over there. And it's
Twitter in
like
general is just a fucking brutal platform, bro. I don't even go on it no more. They're savages on there. I don't even
it's
I don't even mess
crazy.
with it, man.
Yeah. But I built a pretty good platform over there. I had like a good 400 to 500 strong followers over there. Most of them was based off of the financial community, you know what I'm saying? Because I was taking a lot of shit and I was using it, and eventually when I got out, I got into options, and that shit kind of
Mm-hmm.
just, with the school money, because I got a bunch of school money and so many fucking loans and shit, and I was just like, fuck it, it's free money, right? I mean, and I was just bankrolling myself into a hole, bro. And
Yeah.
I mean, you make money, but it's high risk, man. The thing I love about eBay is that this shit is like, I mean, it's like $1 into 100, man. But if you consistently do it, it's like $200-300, man. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I can't fight that type of profit because you're not even making that money in the stocks sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the great thing. eBay, literally, like, it's really true. It's just whatever you put into it is what you're going to get out. Like,
Yeah,
and I see that because when I'm in there, when I'm really getting into it and I'm listing, then you start seeing the cha-ching, cha-ching, but then, you know, there's times I'll go like 3 weeks without listing. You know what I mean? And and then you just see your sales boom, like, and then once I start listening, it's funny. Cha-ching, cha-ching, and I'm like, yeah, all right, I want to do
yeah,
this, and then it falls off again. It's just got to be consistent. But
yeah. It is.
whatever
It's,
you
it's,
whatever
it's
you whatever you put into it is what you're going to get out. So
yeah. I say listening to your story right now. The guy that I just went to his house, Coast Corner Jerko, um, that I went today, that he gave me a good just major discount on a bunch of inventory. Shout out to Coast Corner. He was at a whole nother level part time than you though, right? Like, I mean, he's this is his first year into it.
uh,
But he's got a full blown job, bro. Like, he's like manager, constructive manager, overlooker. Like, with, like, I guess with your job, I guess you can freelance if you wanted to, right? I guess.
yeah, I could, but like, dude,
Yeah.
the thing is, like, the setup I have going right now, bro, is so nice. I don't have to deal with any clients. I don't have to deal with none of that bullshit. I don't even have to
Yeah.
edit the photos. Literally, all I have to do, AR, show up on time, shoot the job, pass the card off to the kid, and keep it moving. God, like, even if, say, the job didn't turn out, I don't I don't have to I don't have to deal with the client. I mean, the jobs turn out, always turn out.
Right.
But I'm just saying, like,
But you're still gonna get paid though,
people,
right? You still get paid for that.
I get paid regardless. I get
Right.
And the kid always, the studio always pays me. There's never, if I need a day off, as long as I give them enough notice, like, you know what I mean? Like, they work with me, but it's just
Right.
nice. What's up, Paul? I
What's
don't
up,
have to,
Paul?
like, people don't realize when you're running your own thing, like, you got to deal with the client, you know what I mean? And just,
I gotta.
I don't
Yeah,
want to look
it's
fat,
a
this
lot,
and
man.
that. Like,
Actually,
so,
I
like,
got a cousin who does photography out of Austin, Texas, and she's been through a fucking struggle. Let me tell you, she's
yeah,
been through a fucking struggle. I've heard it firsthand. She's told me it's hard as fuck to establish your brand in photography as a freelancer.
yeah. And
But
like I said,
with that being said, you're not.
yeah,
But what I'm trying to distinguish you and this other guy back to I was saying earlier is that he's at like the head of this corporation. And it's like he had told me straight up, I'm gonna put it on video, where he's just like, I have no plans on going full time at all. There's not even a hint, because
Yeah.
the amount of money that I'm making compared to the debt or the stuff that I have right now could never, it would take years for me to go full time. I guess that's what he was trying to tell me, but he didn't tell me that. He just told me that in so many words, you know? But it's
Mhm.
like he's about to get married, he's got a car, he got 2 cars out there, big fucking house that is just brand new, built in a brand new neighborhood. I'm sure it's a pretty penny. But there's no chance, you know. He told me that straight up. There's no chance I could ever go full time. And I think
Yeah.
that's, I think for him, that's a logical move, because the euphoria of the money making behind the eBay and these machines that make you money off a line would never be there for him. You know what I mean? But you got to be realistic with that too, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah. True. Yeah.
Definitely.
Like, I mean, I don't know. I would like to maybe put in the work like as if I was full time, but not because like the photography is always going to be there. You know what I mean? The studio,
Yeah.
this studio has been around since like the 1930s or something like that, bro. 1940. This kid's great grandfather started it. So
Yeah.
like we're on the jobs, and like his grandpa still works, and we're on the jobs. What's up, Jennifer?
Hey,
We're on the
Jennifer.
jobs, and people come up to him, and he photographed their their wedding, or their bar mitzvah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so that he just has like lifelong clients. So like the kid just keeps me busy, and it's like
Yeah.
I don't I don't have to sweat nothing. Like I just do my job, show up, bam, 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 and I keep it moving. You know what I mean? Like, yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be nice to do my own thing, but then you're dealing with, you know, no matter how good you are, there's always going to be people out there that are trying to get a discount, or you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
I don't have to
Yeah. You
deal
deal
with
with
none
it.
of
You
that,
deal with a
bro.
lot of. You gotta be able to deal with customer service. I say when you start scaling, you're gonna start dealing with it more, especially with the returns, the negative feedback. I just had some negative feedback revised on me because the guy said he never got the item, but I'm like, yo, I sent the item. I mean, it's a what was it, like a $10 item? Like, negative feedback without any, messaging first, without none of that, man. Just negative feedback, and it's just you got to deal with a lot of pettiness. Um, but again, it gets you. For me, it got me narrowed in, right? Because I'm a problem solver first. I love to solve problems. I don't give a fuck about too much chaos. There could be a bunch of chaos going on in my life, but it's like if there's one root cause of a problem, I'm trying to solve it. I'm trying to solve it as quick as possible. I'm trying to put that fire out. And I guess eBay gave me enough, because at the time there was some chaos going on in my life, but it wasn't enough for me to solve any root shit. So I started eBay, and I guess emotionally for me, I got so emotionally involved in just finding out these items, and then seeing the money come in, the ching chings and the ching chings and the consistency, and I fucking loved it, and I got addicted to it. And then there was problems with customer service, and I wanted to find out what was going on. Why were these customers mad at me? Why was I getting these returns? And it come to find out it was big items. I was shipping these big fucking stereo systems out, and I was using this carrier UPS. And every time I use them, for some reason, they dropping them. I get a return, the whole thing's broken. So I'm like, all right, I gotta niche down. I gotta stop shipping them out. I gotta stop shipping too big of a freaking item. You know what I mean? And maybe that's
Yeah,
clothes, because I get less returns and less problems over there. Or maybe that's shoes, and so you just kind of narrow it down, man. And it worked out for me for the most part. But I know a lot of people are out here listening to our stories, and they're trying to figure out that same issue, you know. And I guess it comes to a point to where I guess you wanna go full time, but you want to feel comfortable about going full time. And then there's some people who are like, fucking, I'm all in. Let's go solve these problems. And everybody, I think, and then it too, it boils down to risk aversity. How much risk are you willing to risk to get into this? How averse are you to that risk? You know,
Mm.
um, but yeah, man. I mean, it's worked out great for me. I have no complaints about it, other than the customer service is something you're gonna have to deal with, man. So
Yeah, I mean, when I when I was like 18, I worked at like an A plus. Like I don't know if you know that if they have that by you, like Sunoco or whatever gas station. Like it was
mm,
called A plus. So I was
like
the
a
assistant
Kmart
manager.
almost. Yeah,
Well, like a gas station, like a gas station.
yeah.
Like
Okay, yeah,
so, I was
yeah,
the assistant man. When I was younger, I was assistant manager. So I
yeah.
used to have to deal with the customer service a lot, bro, and just people are just fucking fucked up, man. I had a lady throw like a hot cup of coffee at me one time because she wasn't
Wow.
happy. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, but yeah, so
Showing on
I'm
Carissa.
familiar with it. What's up,
Yeah.
Carissa? I'm familiar with the customer service part of it, but like, I just people piss me off, man. Like, I want to go nuts on some of these people. Like but then I'm like, you got to be professional. Like, I would just want like.
Yeah.
Like the lady gave me a negative review because her fucking post office couldn't find her package. So she gave me negative because her post office said, "Hey, it was like an international sale. It was like, hey, give us 3 days to figure out where the fuck your package is at." So she gives me negative, and I'm like, what the like? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Thank God, since it was I do like GSP or whatever.
I do
They
too.
they they squared it away. I was good. They took the negative away. The
Yeah.
lady got her package the next day. She was just like jumping the gun. Like they like, give them a second, but don't give me a negative based on your post office. Like I'm not your post
Yeah.
office.
I've
But
had I've
so
had maybe 3 claims in the last couple of months, man, with the same thing, man. And it always and it's crazy because I show my girl this shit sometimes and she be like, damn, baby, you for real? And I come back and I'm like, look, they eBay sided on my side. It was a post office. It was either they fucked up, they lost the package. It's not my fault, And she's like, yeah, you're
yeah,
right. Like it's crazy. It's so
dude.
much. It's so much in that confirmation, right? It's all like affirmation for me. It's like, okay, I'm doing the process right. That's the affirmation that I needed to tell me that I'm on this mission and I'm doing my fucking thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I used to get bent out of shape, bro. I would get one of those messages when I first started. I would get a message like, "Oh, where the fuck's my package at?" Dude, my girl, she like, everything all right? You would thought somebody died. I would get like bent out of shape over it. Now I'm like,
Yeah,
now I know how to handle it. But
exactly. See,
but
yeah. See, you gotta build that. You gotta build that exterior.
dude,
That
at first,
fucking that exterior
yeah.
comes. Yeah,
I
it
only
definitely
ever had
comes.
I had I had the one return. I used to not have returns on, honestly. And then again, like I listen to Tommy's show, bro. I started doing all different shit. But
Right.
so I put returns on because he was like, "Oh, are you really even a reseller?" I don't remember what he said, but like he pretty much was saying you should have returns on. You know what I mean? And I'm sitting here like, yeah, what the fuck am I doing? eBay's gonna force it anyway. Like, so anyway,
Right.
but the one return, like I was bent out of shape over that return, bro. I made like a short about it. I'm like, what the fuck's this dude talking about? I got the shoes on my feet right now. They fit. Like, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with these shoes. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But now
Yeah.
I don't let nothing. I don't let it really bother me too much anymore.
It's the
Anytime
exterior,
something
man.
comes up, I'm chilling. Like we'll
You
work it out.
casual.
We'll figure it
It's
out. Yeah, we'll
casual. It's
figure.
like, yeah,
I ain't
roll with it.
stressing,
Roll with the
bro.
fucking punches.
I
Yeah,
ain't
I ain't
stressing no
stressing
more.
it. I ain't
Give me a
stressing this
negative.
shit. It is what it is. Yeah, man. That's what happens, man. Yeah, man. It just you build that interior, and it just it rolls off the chest, man. It just but you got to build that shell first for this shit. Because I know in the
Yeah,
beginning I was getting those returns and I was getting beat the fuck up. And I'm like, God damn, I'm not making no money for the week. I didn't make no money for the week. And I'm like, something got to change, man. Again, my infatuation, my I have this addictive personality, man, and it's like my infatuation with solving issues and problems just yeeted me so much into this shit that it swayed me that emotionally I had to make a decision, and I was like, you know what, I'm making the same amount of money that I'm doing part time, and I can make three times the amount over here on eBay. Fuck it, I'm doing it all in 100%. And
Yeah.
emotionally, I did that because I knew in myself I can get focused on the issue, have fun with it, and make some fucking money. And that's what happened. You know what I mean? It's just my
Yeah.
dedication and my ability and my risk adverse, just told me, it's time, man, And I had the pressure of my son, just like you. I said, you know what? It's time. It's time to make this jump. And even though, you know, uh, I was making good money. I was making good money. I still could be making good money working for my
Yeah.
brother. But the thing is like my son sees that, and it's like for me, fuck that. I'm the boss. I'm not calling another
Yeah.
man boss. I'm the fucking boss. And like today he was out here with me at this garage sale. He's watching me pick, and it's like that's what I want him to see. At the end of that's what I want my son to see. I don't want him to see me asking for another man for some excuses to get off of work because I'm sick or I want to take some time off or whatever. That's what I
Yeah.
want my son to see. Like he can be whatever the
Yeah.
fuck he wants to be. He can be an entrepreneur. I don't want him. He don't have to ask nobody for no money because there's money out here to be made. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well,
It's
that's
funny you
why.
say that
That's why I
though.
want to do this.
It's funny you say that though. Like last month, my son came home from school, right? He was like, "Dad," she's like, "Yo, I got these for you." He shows me these books. He's like, "The teacher, there was these free books," and he was like, "Just take whatever you want." So he grabbed a bunch of books. He's like, "I figured we could sell it online, make a couple bucks on it." So he's like already thinking, like, you know what I mean? Like,
That's what I'm saying. So you already probably put that in him. You know what I mean? Like he's watching, he's seeing you. He probably watched your videos too, man. And that's
yeah,
what I
yeah,
and that's what's so fucking beautiful about this YouTube thing is that these kids are so smart now, man. I'm sure my son be by the time 5 years old. I'll be fucking almost 40. But it's like he's gonna be watching these YouTubes of his father, and he's gonna be hearing the messages that I'm putting in him, and then he's gonna be hearing, you don't gotta work for the fucking man. You ain't gotta give the man no money. You ain't gotta do none of that shit. You work for yourself. You don't take no shit from nobody, and you don't ask nobody for nothing. And you can make all the fucking money you want.
yeah,
And come on, man. He's 5, and he's listening to the videos, and he's like, "Yo, that doing, I could do it." And that's what I'm trying to tell my girl. It's like, like we ain't like I'm not trying to raise him to be like that. But it's hard. My girl, she's a teacher like your girl, and they love what they do. That's a craft in itself. They love what they
yeah.
do.
Honestly,
Um,
bro, in a lot of places too, it really is a thankless job, bro. People don't really appreciate them that much. I'm starting to see over the years.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like
yeah, it really
it's
is. It
crazy.
really is. It's a talent, man. I heard Gary V talk about how teachers in the futures are gonna be like fucking. They're gonna be like the coach. That's how much power
Yeah,
and value they can bring to kids. And it really woke my eyes up. And I told my girl, I said, man, look, you could easily be making you fucking probably 10 times the amount they're paying you now if you took it private. You know,
yeah,
easy. You could easily be making it. Subtract the benefits, subtract the 401k, the medical benefits. You can get that all on yourself by now. You can go governmenthealth.com. You getting that shit. You getting the 401k from TD Ameritrade. You can roll all that shit in, man. So. But yeah, man. Hey, Dan, it's been a fucking hour, bro.
Oh wow, that went by pretty
It's
quick,
been an
man.
hour.
I was
It's been an
nervous.
hour.
I was nervous. It wasn't too bad. I was a little nervous.
Yeah, I
I just
know
got to
you
get
was,
better in
man.
front of the camera, man. You
You're
know?
great, dog. You're fucking awesome. And I love it, man. I love authenticity. When I first seen you, you inspired me. Like I said, you inspired me. Dan and Demand, Art Vandelay, y'all inspired me. You know what I'm saying? To want to tell my story a little bit more. That's why I wanted you on the show because you were actually on here before I was. But the authenticity, man. Like when you're coming up in this shit and you're watching so many of these YouTubers and you're just like watching them and you're following them and you're like, man, how the fuck am I gonna do something like that? And
Yeah,
the shit that I got going on around me, the goodwills that I see, and there's no way, and it's like realistically, how can I make this shit work for me with what I got? And that's all I'm putting out there. And if it works and somebody sees it and they say, "Hey, look, he was right," like like I can get on YouTube, I can tell my story, and I can sell shit on eBay that actually makes me money. That I
Thanks,
find.
Lauren. Yeah.
So
The thing with
yeah, man.
YouTube, it's like you got to realize too, not everybody's gonna like you. Like it's the same thing with photography as like an artist, and I
Yeah,
struggled with it for like forever. Uh, like like I would be putting out some nice work, and then I'm like, worrying if like people are gonna like it. Once you just don't really give a fuck, like you're better off. Like because not
yeah.
everybody, you could be the best, you could be the best thing in the world, and not everybody's gonna like you. So
You're
like
always gonna
it's the
have your
same with
haters.
YouTube.
Always gonna have
You
your
know,
credit. Yeah,
people ain't gonna like it.
yeah. Definitely. Oh, I think we lost
Yeah,
sound.
not
You-
yeah.
Yeah, we got you.
Amber alert popped up, but I was
Oh, okay.
saying, not everybody's gonna like you, and it is what it is. They could go fuck themselves. So.
That's it. That's it, guys. Well, I appreciate you, Dan. Again, like I tell
Thanks for
all
having
my
me, man.
guests, you want to give any like advice before you leave on any like
Advice.
inspiring any inspiring small Dans out there, big Philly thrifts out there that are listening, small, they play the replay back. Do you have any advice for any of these young kids your age, my son's age, your son's age out here that
For the
are just like,
kids, I
yeah,
I would say for kids, right? I know no kids probably ain't watching me right now, but
yeah, they ain't gonna
um,
watch it right now,
I
but
I just think for kids, like kids should be involved in stuff. Like that's how I stayed out of trouble. I was never no perfect kid or whatever, but like I played every single sport you could think of. I was on a team.
nice.
I had my son the same way. Just you gotta stay busy so you're not in the streets. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And I did
exactly.
always
My dad told me that.
I thank my mom. She always I'm one of seven cause she always had us involved in sports and,
Nice.
and and other things. So for kids, yeah, definitely be involved in stuff. But I don't know,
Yeah,
just my thing is I try not to sweat the small shit, man, because you only get one life. So
that's
what,
it,
what are you
brother.
gonna do? Fucking hold grudges and be mad your whole life? So that's my advice. Don't
Exactly.
sweat the small shit.
Don't fucking sweat the small stuff. Continue to do you. Continue to be black. Continue to be yourself. Creativity, all of it, man. Just be yourself, man, and that shit's gonna shine. People are gonna love you for who you are. Be authentic, and I appreciate you, Dan, for blessing the chat. You're always welcome in
Thanks for
here,
having me, man.
and we're
We
always
didn't
gonna,
we didn't get carjacked, so we're good. I
hey,
just
we
gotta
good, man.
I just gotta watch walking in the house now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's got to get up out of here. We wish him all the best luck. Wish him fortunes in the next, couple of months and the years. Big Dan, appreciate you. I love you. Have
All right,
fun.
thanks, buddy.
Do your thing, brother.
All right, see you guys.
All right, guys. Appreciate y'all for showing up. Another great guest. Another great show. Big Dan. If you guys are not subscribed to him, please go down in the description. His title, his YouTube channel, everything is down in the description. He's a young reseller, just trying to get his name out there. I know there's a lot of people out here right now that are listening or watching, and they're probably thinking the same thing. I'm in the same position as Big Dan, and I want to change. I want to, I want to go prime time. I want to go full time, and you can. Um, if he can do it, you can do it. I can do it. You can do it. Just keep grinding, man. Just keep doing your thing. And what else? Uh, yeah, we got more shit coming. I don't know. I gotta book a guy, real big guy. Been trying to confirm him. Hopefully, I can get him on the show. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be interesting if I do get him. I'm trying to get him this week. But I got Shay coming on next week, and I got another interesting guest coming on next week for sure. But I appreciate y'all, you guys, Tracy, Joe, Shay, Tommy, uh, Most definitely, man. Most definitely. It's been interesting, man. I appreciate it, all the love, um, and appreciate all the stop bys. If you're watching on the replay, guys, hit that thumbs up, hit that like button. I'm out of here till next week. I'm dropping a video this week. Y'all go peep it out. Love you. Stay black. One.